Hello, Matt with TriMac. Now that the miter saw project's done, it's time to release all the files. We're going to use a browser-based tool called Product Release Engineer. This tool allows us to go through, check and make sure that the files have all the necessary data associated to them. It'll allow us to create a bill of materials, add all our part numbers, create a packaging bill of materials, including all the packaging material necessary, and then release all the files for production. Let's take a look at how to do this. Okay, well, we can tell from our community that the saw is about ready to go. So let's go ahead and switch on over to our engineering release app, and let's start to work on our bill of materials and the releasing of the files. I can go ahead and open up our circular saw. This is going to show me the entire bill of material structure for our saw. Doesn't matter if this assembly was created in SolidWorks or, as we have here in the xApps, we can see the entire assembly structure. One of the nice things that we can do is we can edit and modify the custom file properties right here from the Engineering Release app. So I can edit any custom file properties, or for the example of the latch that Wayne created, I can go ahead and add a material. I can go ahead and search for a yellow plastic similar to what he used for a color in the design, because I think a yellow is a good color for the part, and I can find a specific plastic to go along with that, so the correct material part is applied. Okay, now that the material is applied, we need to start looking at our item numbers. We have a particular item numbering scheme in our company, and we can adhere to that with all my parts. Any parts that don't have an item number, I can just select, and I can assign the item number right here from our Engineering Release app. It doesn't matter if I created the part or not. As a project manager, I can control the item numbers from here. Next, we'll go into the description of the saw itself, and we've assigned a model number, so I'm going to go ahead and edit the description so that the model number is included in there as well. We didn't have this during the design process, but that's no problem. Before I release the file, I can go ahead and add the description after the file's been designed. Okay, that's all the work I need to do on the files. Now, as we can see from the list, the files are in multiple states. We have some that are frozen, pending release, we have some that are still in work, and we have some that are released. One nice thing about the Engineering Release app is I can release all the files right here from my web browser. I can sort by the maturity status, and I can take this frozen file here for the base plate, and I can go ahead and release that. That looks good. We'll go ahead and release it. Or I can release the entire assembly and tell it to release all the subcomponents at the same time, in one click of a button. Okay, that bill of materials is ready to go, so now we'll go ahead and export that as a CSV file so that we can open it in a spreadsheet and use it in the other areas of our process. Since it's a web browser, this spreadsheet that I'm going to go ahead and create matching what we see on the screen will show up right in our downloads folder. Okay, the bill of materials for the saw is complete. Now I want to create a new bill of materials for the packaging components. We'll go ahead and just start a new bill of materials. And now this is a blank and empty bill of materials. I need to add everything to it. I need to add the name, the descriptions, the part numbers. I need to add all that information because a packaging bill of materials doesn't exist yet. But that's not a problem. I can go right here into the properties. I can start editing and configuring all these items as I'm going. We don't have to have a physical CAD file to have an item in our bill of materials. So this is going to be our overall packaging bill of materials, and in this we're going to include a few other items. One of those being the circular saw itself. So I can go ahead and just add any existing file to this new bill of materials. So I'm going to add the circular saw, and I'm going to browse for it through a standard web search. Okay, so we'll search for circular saw. All the files will show up. I can filter just like I would in any other search routine, grab my saw, tell it OK, and that adds that assembly into this bill of materials. Now I need to add a box as well. Now, a box doesn't exist yet, but I can add a blank item, something that will exist in the bill of materials and now exist as an item, but doesn't have any geometry necessarily associated with it. The boxes we just buy from a supplier. We don't need a CAD file, but that doesn't mean it isn't going to be an item in my bill of materials. So we'll go ahead and add an item for the box and add our description and our title. And this is going to need a part number as well, right? Our box is going to have a part number. That's what we're going to order from our supplier. So just like we did before, I can assign a part number even though no CAD file exists. It's just an item in a database. Okay, that's perfect. Now, the blade removal instructions that Sarah did, I want to add those into the box as well. So I can go ahead and search for those blade removal instructions. Now, I don't know what they're called, but I know Sarah created them. So I can go ahead through my filters, and I can find Sarah in the list here. And if I filter the documents of hers that I can see, those instructions show up, and I can add them to my bill of materials. So now those blade removal instructions she created will be put in the box. The last thing I have is a warranty card. Now this was on my computer. It's not into the vault yet. That doesn't matter. I can go ahead and just find my warranty card. I can upload that to the bill of materials, and it'll put that in the vault and add it to the list here as well. Now this bill of materials is ready to go. If I'd like to view all the components that exist in the saw, I can do that. I can view a detailed list of everything that exists, not only as a top-level assembly, but also as part of the assembly structure, and I can see all the parts that are going to go into this box. That's not what I want for this bill of materials, though, so we'll switch back to the standard view, and we'll get ready to tell the rest of the team that the assembly's been released and the product's ready to go. We do that in our community. I can just switch back over, tell the entire team they've done a great work on the saw, and we've released all the files, and we're going to go ahead and start with the packaging bill of materials. We do that with a post, add a post. Now, for this example, I'm not going to tag the users. The users themselves can subscribe to the community, so they'll see the post that I've created. Publish that. That's ready to go. And the last thing I need to do is switch my task to completed so that David knows I've completed the task, the bill of materials is updated, and everything's ready to go. So click of the green check mark, the task is completed, and our product's ready for release.